Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, we talk about, well, some commanders that are way better than you think, ones that you need to check out right now, and ones that you need to build around. Let's jump into it. Now, first up, this is not an episode about Deadpool. I'm just giving this as an example of actually how this episode came to be. Basically, I saw that Deadpool currently is the most popular commander being built right now. I mean, so many decks after it's only been out for like a week or so, essentially, right? When it's spoiled. Over 3,000 decks already. So that got me thinking, that's an absurd number of decks. It is a cool commander, not trying to take anything away from Deadpool itself. But there are plenty of commanders that don't have as much love as Deadpool does already, and those commanders have been out for such a long time in comparison, and you need to check them out right now and build around them yourself. So, the first commander that I want to bring up is Yedora Grave Gardener. Now, this commander, you might not think all that much about. In fact, I think this one actually started off as a rare, and then it's one of those that got like downgraded to an uncommon, but it is definitely not uncommon when it comes to what it can do, what crazy things it can do, and what powerful things it can do too. It's a 5/5 Treefolk Druid for 5 mana in green, and it says, whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may return to the battlefield face down under its owner's control. It's a forest land. Which if you're like, okay, yeah, you get some creatures out, they die, and you ramp. It's like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, why not? That's great. But that actually kind of hides exactly how powerful this can be, which is super duper crazy powerful. That's definitely a phrase. Anyways, Enoch Survivalist. Okay, so here's a new aspect that you might not have thought about with this commander. This commander works really well with Morph and Megamorph, which is kind of weird that they made like a two-part of that, but cool, it gets a counter, awesome, all right, great. Anyways, when it's turned face up, destroy target artifact or enchantment opponent controls. So, again, this dies. Let's say an opponent takes it out somehow, okay, right? Let's just say that happens, okay? We'll talk about other ways to do it, that we can use and abuse this so much better, because there are free sacrifice outlets in Commander, yes. Anyways, and you keep just paying 2 mana again and again and again and again and again to take out artifacts and enchantments whenever you want, essentially. And then whenever this dies, it gets taken out again. You see where this is going. And of course, as a land, you can have it tap as well for you for mana. Den Protector, again, exact same thing where it's like, oh, okay, cool. It's face down after it died. I can Megamorph it back up and bring back target card from my graveyard to my hand. Basically, a repeat regrowth for me. Yeah, this can lead to some very broken things with this. That being said, Proteus Machine. Bet you forgot that this was a card or never realized it actually was a card or never had any use for it at all. Yeah, this has Morph for 0, meaning that you can turn it face up for free. Cool, and it's a 2/2, and you can make it the creature of your choice. What matters with this is literally that, oh, okay, if I have, let's say again, a sacrifice outlet of some sort that is, oh, I don't know, free. Oh, wow, I can sacrifice this. It goes face down as a forest. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I'll pay 0 and flip back over. Sacrifice it again. Do it again, and again, and again, and again. Guess what? That forest can tap for mana every single time. Yeah, okay, you got the infinite mana there. Oh, okay, yeah, very simple, very effective. But of course, that's not all. Life and Limb. Okay, again, a card that you maybe never have heard of, or maybe you're like, oh, that's a weird card. Why would I want to open myself up to board wipes? Well, because this commander's crazy. All forests and saplings are 1/1 green sapling creatures, and all forests, in addition to their types, okay, cool. Basically, all your creatures are forests, and all your forests are creatures, basically, is kind of how this is. I mean, basically. No, all your forests are creatures is basically what it means. Anyway, so essentially, we're not playing sapling tribal. Basically, what this does, though, is say, okay, we've got our creature, all right? That is just regular creature. It dies. It turns face down as a forest. Oh, okay. Now, it's also still a creature. Oh, okay. Cool. All right, does this commander say anything about, when a forest dies? No. It's just as long as it's non-token. Oh, okay, so my creature that is now face down as a forest is still non-token, right? Yes. And it's also a creature, right? Yes. Okay, I can freely sacrifice this with any kind of a free sacrifice outlet as many times as I want. Yes, you can do exactly that, because that's exactly how this works. And of course, there's other ones that basically do the exact same thing as this, minus the saplings. Living lands. All forests are 1/1 creatures. This is actually kind of funny if your opponents have forests too, and they're like, oh gosh, I feel uncomfortable that my forests are now susceptible to removal. But yeah. Anyways, Ambush Commander. You're going to make your forest 1/1s, and they're elves. Cool. I don't really care that they're elves, but you can also, I guess, sacrifice them too with this. So there is a sacrifice outlet aspect to this as well. That being said, Natural Affinity. Out of nowhere, you can just make every single one of your lands 2/2s, which can be a game-ending play, but also another way to, again, just say, oh, okay, cool. I can then sacrifice my team or whatever for whatever value I need. Here's the thing, though, again, when it comes to, again, the potential that you have once you turn your creatures into actual, forests with something like living lands. Cool, your forests are creatures. Great, awesome. All right, cool for you. Zern Orb. All right, cool. Infinite life. There you go. Very simple, very effective for 0 mana. Sacrifice a land, you gain 2 life. Fortitude. Okay, yeah, just infinitely sacrifice if you need to keep regenerating that creature, keep them in play. And of course, if you have any other like ETB triggers or death triggers or whatnot, yeah, you get all those as well. Spawning Pit. All right, infinite charge counters on this and make an army of spawn creatures. Cool, cool, cool. Ashnod's Altar, if we increase the price tag just a little bit, obviously. Infinite colorless mana. Good for us as well. Rootwater Alligator. Just, again, another free outlet. I bet you never have heard of this one either. Sacrifice a forest, regenerate it. It protects itself. It stays in play, and again, free outlet's all we care about. When it comes to, like, another kind of outlet, though, Evolutionary Leap. All right, we're paying a mana for it. Okay, but here's the thing. Again, your creature... it became a forest. Yeah, you can tap that for mana later, right? Oh, okay, cool, do that. Anyways, being able to reveal cards off top of your library to reveal a creature card, put that card in your hand, the rest bomb your library, random order. That is massive, that is huge, that is amazing. That is so much value to be had by getting other things. Oh, or how about other things like, oh, I don't know, yeah, Ornithopter. How does that work with this, though? Oh, well, there's these things called, like, Quirion Ranger that says return a force you control back to its owner's hand, untap target creature, usually only once each turn. Okay, so here's how this works now. All of a sudden, you're like, all right, Ornithopter, get out there. All right, I sacrifice you. Go face down. All right, bounce the forest back to my hand, which is an Ornithopter. Oh, okay, it's a 0 mana card. I play it again. Yes. You can do crazy things with this. It's absolutely obnoxious. Fecundity, absolutely crazy as well. Whenever a creature dies, creature's controller may draw a card. Again, if you've got your creatures or forests that are also creatures, sacrifice, draw whatever you want, essentially. Tireless Provisioner. Whenever any of your creatures dies and goes face down as a forest, all of a sudden, landfall happens. Cool. Make infinite treasure tokens as well, and food tokens, infinite life there with it as well. Rules layers out there, a trillion, sure, whatever. Threats around every corner. Again, face down permanent you control, enter, search your life for a basic land card, play battlefield, tap, then shuffle again. Those forest creatures are coming to play face down. Congratulations. You get all your lands out of your library that are forests. Good for you. Rampaging Balefs, a giant infinite army of 4/4 beasts as well. You see where this is going. This commander, again, might seem just pretty innocuous again. It literally got downgraded. I'm pretty sure it used to be a rare, actually. I'm pretty sure it got downgraded to an uncommon. And it's like, no, not at all. Not at all uncommon. This is one that is a 9-cent commander that can just demolish your entire table. And they're going to be like, wait, what happened? And the first thing you're like, oh, that's cool. You can morph. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's what this does. Yeah. Take out your opponents with this one. Next up, Kresh the Bloodbraided, an oldie but a goodie, an oft-forgotten commander. Less than 3,000 decks as well, less than the Deadpool, level, that I basically brought up. I think Yedora, I maybe forgot to say the number of that one, but yeah, also less than 3,000 as well. Anyways, a 3/3 human warrior for 5 mana in Jund. Whenever another creature dies, you may put X counters on Kresh, where X is that creature's power. This is a crazy cool commander. This is a commander that is super simple, but it just takes so many different things and so many different aspects and lets you just make the most out of them. I mean, very simply, very effectively, again, this counts any creature dying, not just your own. So you're like, okay, cool. I play a Cursed Marauder. Awesome. 2/1 for 2 mana. I sacrifice this. My opponents, what do you sacrifice? Because when this enters the battlefield, everyone's got to sacrifice a non-token creature. Hey, opponents, okay, sacrifice? All right, total power, whatever, maybe it's like 12. Oh, okay, I just paid 2 mana to take out 3 of my opponent's creatures and put 12 counters on my commander. Yeah, and it can be even more than that, of course. Obviously, we've got other ones like Fleshback Marauder, Plaguecrafter, etc., etc., etc. There's plenty of Edict Effect creatures, Edict Effects out there that's like, yeah, I can take out creatures, get an absurd amount of power on my commander, and just say, oh, one-shot you? Awesome. Yes, speaking of which, Wall of Blood. Yeah, you know what? Hatred is an incredibly expensive card. I think it's on the reserve list. I think it's like a $30 card or something. Anyways, it's a great card. This is like, hey, $1.07 hatred for this commander. Hey, because you pay 1 life, it gets +1 till end of turn, and then, by the way, if you've got any kind of a sacrifice outlet, or, again, you've got, like, a Cursed Marauder or an Edict Effect creature, you sacrifice this, and you're like, okay, Kresh, go for it. You've got however much life I paid. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I want Kresh to be a one-shot KO with this. Awesome. I'll, again, put 18 life into it, and then go, cool, now you've got 21 power. Go for it. Cool. Fun. How about Mana Gorger Hydra, though? A 1/1 trampler that says whenever player casts a spell, you get a counter on this. Again, a really good threat itself that just builds itself up. That being said, when you get taken out or I take you out, commander, all of a sudden you are absolutely massive. Yeheni Undying Partisan. Again, you're already going to be taking out your opponent's creatures and building up power for your commander. Let's build up even more power, though. A 2/2 hasty creature that says whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you get a counter on Yeheni. So yeah, this builds up throughout the game. On top of that, sacrifice another creature, Yeheni gains indestructible until end of turn. So you can actually utilize this to, well, sacrifice other creatures that you have to make Kresh even more powerful again, out of nowhere at instant speed. Or how about Rite of the Raging Storm? Hey, do you want, with each trip around the table, 20 counters for free on your commander? I mean, it costs 5 to get this in play, right? But after that, okay, 20 counters for free? Awesome! Enchantment. Oh, creatures named Lightning Rager can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. Now, that'd be a very weird statement on a card if it didn't have this next part. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, they get a 5/1 red element creature token named Lightning Rager. Trample and haste. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this creature. Hey, again, literally, everyone, you get a 5/1. You throw it at someone else, sure. I don't care, whatever. You can't attack me with it, but throw it at someone else if you want to. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. My commander still gets the counters. It's going to be sacrificed. So, again, with each trip around the table, literally, 20 counters on my commander, turning into a one-shot KO. Let's make that even more, though. How about 40? Corpse Jack Menace, a 4/4 fungus for 4 mana. If one or more counters we put on a creature you control, double that up for +1/+1 counters. Absolutely absurd with this commander. Obviously, just basically doubling up the power that is just soaked up by this commander. Speaking of which, Death's Presence. Enchantment for 6 mana. Whenever a creature you control dies, put X counters on target creature controller. X is the power of that creature that died. Essentially, again, put double the number of counters of all your creatures on your commander. What's not to love about that? How about some creatures that actually want to die? Brawn! Sorry, Brawn. 3/3 Incarnation with Trample. It costs 4 mana. If it's in your graveyard and you've got a forest, which you will. I mean, you're in Jund, you got ramp, you can go get the forest, okay, right? Creatures you control have Trample. So yeah, again, your commander doesn't have any evasion, but it has an absurd amount of power. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, I get this in my graveyard. Oh, that's 3 counters on my commander, great. Oh, and by the way, Trample. Coming through, everyone. How about Sekuar, Deathkeeper, a 4/3 Orc Shaman. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, make a 3/1 with haste. So basically, okay, cool. I get to grow an army, and then also, I can sacrifice those too with some other things and just give 3 extra counters to my commander every single time one of my creatures dies. Or Spite Bellows, another creature that you're like, hey, I would like you to die. And there's a very easy way for you to do this. It's got an evoke cost of 3 mana. Okay, cool. There's 6 counters on your commander, and while you're at it, when this leaves the battlefield, 6 damage target creature. So it's removal, and it's also just 6 counters on your commander for 3 mana in total. Absurd. Butcher Malakir, though, incredibly absurd. Whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Obviously, this Dictate of Erebos, Grave Pact, etc., etc., etc. are absurd because, yeah, you just clear out all of your opponent's boards. They've got no creatures. You swing through your commander, and also, by the way, yeah, whenever any creature dies under your control, your opponents are just sacrificing all theirs, and you're getting even more power. So yeah, control the board, and also so much power to be had. Speaking of power, though, Fling. I love Fling. It is such a fun card. 2 mana, sacrifice a creature, deal all that power to target creature. No, to target player. That's what you're going to be doing. Just hit someone in the face with your commander and be like, oh, you got all these blockers? I don't care. All right, what's your life total? 40? Okay, my commander's at 50. Yeah. I'll pay 2 mana and sacrifice it and hit you for 50 in the face. Nice playing with you. Okay, bye. How about Mage Slayer, though? Whenever a creature attacks, deals damage equal to its power to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. This goes, I don't care if you've got blockers or not. Cool, good for you. I swing, you lose. That's all I care about. Chandra's Ignition. Hey, everyone loses, all right? Deals damage equal its power to each other creature and each opponent. Even if you're not in a winning position for this, you're like, okay, I just took out every other creature on the board and my commander got an absurd amount of power while also hitting my opponents. But most likely it's like, oh yeah, my commander's got 40 power. Okay, you will lose. Rakdos joins up. You can bring back a creature, which is lovely. On top of that, though, whenever a legendary creature you control dies, Rakdos joins up, deals damage equal to that creature's power to target opponent. Again, literally, your opponents are in trouble whether they try to deal with your commander or not. If they don't, it's going to keep going at them. If they do, it's going to hit them, essentially, with this. Or, you sacrifice it yourself with a fling effect and take out 2 opponents. Speaking of which, Stalking Vengeance. Another creature you control dies, it deals damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker. So basically, again, you get all that juicy value, all that juicy damage out of your creatures dying, and you hit your opponents, and then also you say, oh, okay, by the way, my commander, also going to ping you as well. Garruk's Uprising, ETB, draw a card, basically. Creatures you control have trample, another way to get damage through with your commander. On top of that, all those big creatures coming into play in your control will draw you cards as well. Riveteer's Ascendancy. Sacrificing a creature, bring something else back for free only once each turn. Lesser mana value, but still, yeah. Basically, keep bringing things back. You got plenty of great low-the-ground things you can bring back, like the Mana Gorger Hydra, etc. Greater good. Draw an absurd amount of cards. You feel like just drawing 40 cards for some reason? Sacrifice your commander. Why not? Draw 40 cards. Have fun. Or again, sacrifice your other creatures. Your commander says, oh, that's great. Cool. You draw cards and discard a couple. Discard 3. You draw based on power, I should say. Discard 3 cards. But essentially, your commander's like, okay, cool, I'm going to grow in power as well. Rishkar's Expertise. I mean, the list goes on crazy things you can do. Just draw an absurd amount of cards based on your commander's power, then cast something for free and probably just win from there, right? This is a commander where the potential is so crazy. It is such a simple commander. It is very, very simple, right? But essentially, you can do a lot of crazy things with it, and it should be seeing a lot more play. Next up, though, maybe you're more of a control-y type player. Let me introduce you to Kros Defense Contractor. 2,783 decks to its name. Again, less than Deadpool numbers already, and this card's been out for quite a long time. 2/4 Cat Advisor for 4 mana and banned at the beginning of your upkeep. You get a shield counter on target creature and opponent controls. You're welcome. But whenever you put one or more counters on a creature you don't control, tap that creature down and goad it. It gains trample until end your next turn. So this is basically a commander where you're like, okay, maybe let's get some counters out there. Maybe let's tap some things down, and maybe let's encourage players, or force players, to attack each other. Yay! Everybody I win. Not everybody wins. I win. Very easy card like Requisition Rate is amazing in this. It's a very flexible card. You can actually destroy an artifact, enchantment, or put a counter on each creature target player controls. Now, normally for most decks, you'd be like, I choose my own creatures. But this one, like, you're like, I choose your creatures. And they're like, what? Oh, no! Okay, and then, yeah, basically getting the counters on the creatures is step 1 in the process, which is an amazing step for you. That being said, of course, there are other ways to do this. Forgotten Ancient. Share the love, everyone. Again, hey, everyone cast spells, get counters on this, and I'm just going to spread it around, man. Everyone gets counters. It's going to be great. Yeah. Until you're all tapped down, and then you got to be goading, attacking each other. It's going to be great. Regnus Sanction. Hey, everyone, again, you know what? This isn't a group hug deck, but I think you're all my friends. For each player, choose friend or foe. They're all friends. Each friend puts a counter on each creature they control. Each foe chooses one non-tap creature they control and taps the rest. Yeah, you're just going to choose friend, and you're going to tap down the creatures anyways and goad them as well. Again, literally, just getting one counter on everything, that is huge. We'll talk about why here in a second. Sky Blue Evangelist, though, enters support 6. Means get a counter on 6 creatures. Choose your opponent's creatures. There you go. Whenever a creature they counter on it attacks one of your opponents, the creature gains flying until end of turn. So you also make them evasive now to get through on the other opponents if they're not tapped down. Tolarian Contempt, though, enters the battlefield. Put a rejection counter on each creature opponent's control. Again, every single creature gets a counter on it. Lovely. Beginning of your end step, for each opponent, choose up to one target creature they control. They have a rejection counter on it. That creature's owner puts on the top or bottom of their library. Yeah, this can be absolutely brutal. Yes, I love it. Karn's Bastion, though, here we go. So Proliferate, obviously, is amazing with this commander, and we've got so many Proliferate cards after we went back to Phyrexia again. So yeah, pay 4, tap, Proliferate. So yeah, being able to just do this on a land with Karn's Bastion is massive, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool, I already got a counter on all your creatures, whatever kind of counter it is, I don't care. Yeah, it's Proliferate. Okay, tap all those down. And then all of a sudden, well, you're wide open if I want to attack you, which is great, because I'm also building up counters on my things, too. That being said, yeah, now you're all goaded again. Go attack each other for another round. Thank you. Grateful Apparition, a 1/1 flyer, hits a player, Planeswalker, Proliferate. Thrumming Bird, exact same thing, but without the Planeswalker option. Metastatic Evangel. 3-1 for Rexian Human Cleric, because that's a thing. For 2 mana in white, whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. That's going to be happening quite a bit, so yeah, have fun with that. Again, literally display any creature. It could be Flux Channeler. You play it, and all of a sudden proliferate, and there you go. Your opponent's got to attack each other again. This one, though, was amazing. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, proliferate. Literally, again, you're just like, oh, okay, I just happen to cast this card. Or like opt or whatever, I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah, proliferate all those okay, counters, go swing at each other again. Yay! Mass goading effects. Absolutely lovely. Generous Patron. Wizards reprint it. This one's a bit expensive, but very, very good for a commander like this if you've got it already, or if you want to proxy it, or if you're willing to spend $6 on this. A 1/4 elf advisor for 3 mana in green. Enters support 2. So again, tap those down, goad them. But on top of that, of course, whenever you put one or more counters on a creature you don't control, draw a card. My goodness, you got to be careful with this one, though. Like, again, like, literally, again, at a certain point, you're like, oh, there's 20 creatures in play with counters on them that I can proliferate. How many do I do? Or do I just eventually take out my Generous Patron and kill it? Because I might need to do that. Solitary Sanctuary, though, enters the battlefield, tap target creature the opponent controls, and put a stun counter on it. Have fun. Anyways, whenever you tap an untapped creature the opponent controls, put a counter on target creature you control. So, yeah, tap things down, and also build up your army. My goodness. Again, your commander is not usually like a Voltron style commander, obviously. You're like, oh, okay, I just tapped down all those creatures by proliferating once. That was 20 creatures, 20 counters. Okay, commander, swing through and take that player out. Thank you. Verity Circle. My goodness. Again, luckily this is a May. Chip for 3 mana. Whenever a creature the opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, you may draw a card. Literally, again, you proliferate once, you're like, oh, okay, cool. 20 creatures, draw up to 20, right? Up to 20. I don't have to draw all the 20. I can choose whatever I want. That being said, we can also get value out of our own creatures with counters. Whenever one or more counters are put on Benthic Biomancer, draw a card, discard a card. A great repeat looting effect. Or how about just straight up card advantage with Fathom Mage? Again, if we already have these proliferate effects, these counter effects essentially, take advantage of them. This says Evolve. Whenever a counter is placed on it, you may draw a card. Evolution Witness. Oh my goodness, this is just crazy good. Whenever one or more counters are put on Evolution Witness, you may return target permanent card, not creature card, from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, you can just get all of them back again and again and again. Even a card like Borrowing 100,000 Arrows, which is super janky. I love this card. Is so good with this commander. Draw a card for each tap creature target opponent controls. Who's got the most creatures? Okay, I tapped all those down. Great, awesome. I'll draw so many cards for 3 mana. Kros Defense Contractor is such a cool commander, and again, one that does not get nearly enough attention. It is a controlling commander that can also go big at the same time and utilize some really janky off-the-wall cards. Go check it out. Next up, though, a commander that when built in certain ways might be considered a bit overpowered. Kutzil malamet exemplar, 2,726 decks to its name. And again, it's an uncommon commander. And players usually, when they see it, they're like, outside of like Tatiova. I think the word's been out on Tatiova these days. But most players are like, it can't be that good. I'm just going to ignore it. Don't ignore it. This is a crazy powerful commander, a 3/3 cat warrior for 3 mana in Selesnya. Let's just skip that first part, okay? Because most people focus on the second part, and that's okay. Whenever one or more creatures you control, with power greater than its base power deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Yeah, that is a really cool thing to build around. It's super fun, all right? You're like, okay, cool. All right, so power greater than base power, an Anthem, +1 counter, doubling up power. Any of those ways, you meet that requirement, and guess what? You can draw an absurd amount of cards with this. Now, it is limited. It says one or more creatures you control. So all of a sudden, for each opponent, 1 creature. Cool. That being said, double strike is a thing too, so that counts twice. So technically, with each trip around the table, when you're swinging at players, there's not really extra combats in these colors. That being said, you can draw like 6 cards with this. And again, it's a 3 mana commander that is an uncommon commander. Okay. Now, let's get back to the other part that I skipped. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Typically, again, like when it comes to like the Grand Arbiter stuff, the thing that matters the most is opponents can't cast spells during your turn. They can still do abilities, sure, but you kind of can become unstoppable on your turn with this. Like, you're not like, oh yeah, someone's going to do like this weird thing during combat or whatnot, or yeah, you don't got to worry about that. You're just like, no, everyone. My turn is my turn. You let me do what I want on my turn, okay? And of course, there's some broken things that you can do with this as well, and your opponents can't stop you, which is hilarious with this uncommon commander. Anyways, Anthem of Champions, 33 cents for this gem. Just 2 mana enchantment, a great anthem, ++1. This literally just already meets the requirements. Like, okay, I want a check mark on all the base power, thing or whatever, greater base power. All right, for all my creatures, I'll spend 2 mana on it, and there you go. And also my creatures are hitting harder now, too. Failed Retreat, a great one as well, can go wide or tall. Landfall, you can make a 2/2 cat, or you get a counter each creature you control and they get Vigilance until end of turn. Cool. Again, literally can get creatures out for you and also change the base power of them very easily as well. We're not a call to the hunt. Whenever any of your creature comes into play, any creature, you get an additional counter on it, which if it's 0, then it gets 1. So there you go. Again, changes the base power right away. Loyal Guardian. Again, at the beginning of combat, end of your turn, you get a counter on your creatures. Good for you. Keep doing it. It's great for you. Speaking of which, there's creatures that build themselves up, like Champion of Lambholt, which also helps your team immensely. A 1/1 human warrior that says creatures with power less than its power can't block creatures you control. Yeah, this can very easily become your team is unblockable. Good luck, opponents. Have fun. When another creature enters battlefield under your control, you get a counter on this. So again, literally just one creature equals, okay, that check mark for the base power thing. And then a couple more creatures come into play, and it's like, oh, my team's unblockable. Good for me. True Conviction, I already mentioned how Double Strike is great with this commander as well. Again, you might think that it's capped at just 3, okay? But don't forget about Double Strike, all right? Creatures you control Double Strike and Lifelink. Lifelink is nice too with this. Anyways, well worth it for this card. Again, basically says, instead of drawing at the most 3 in a turn, I can draw 6 in a turn by hitting my opponents. But here's where things get really hairy, because there's a certain card out there, or I mean, some cards out there that are somewhat similar, but not quite, Tooth and Nail. Again, this is a commander where you might just think, okay, yeah, go wide, anthems, counters, swing, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, that's still really good. And that's like, yes, it is very good. It is very good. That being said, you also could just have surprise Tooth and Nail win, and your opponent's like, what? Yes. Sorcery for, 7 mana, but most of the time 9, and you're in green. You're fine. You can get there, right? Choose one. Search alive for the 2 creature cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle. Put 2 creature cards in your hand on the battlefield, or you entwine it, which you will, and you get both. Literally, if you cast this, you win the game. Again, your opponents, who you might have a blue mage opponent or 2, they're like, well, I'm ready for anything. Oh, no, I can't cast spells on your turn. No! Yeah, you just win. They can't stop it. They literally can't stop it. Unless they have a creature that has an ability that can stop it, they lose the game. Because you just go get something like, just to throw out a couple of combos. Of course, there's other ones like, Walking Ballista, Heliod, but you need like a way to give that Walking Ballista counter ahead of time. Anyways, that being said, yeah, you could just go for like a, Basking Brood Scale. Or let's go through it really quick. Whenever one or more counters are put on it, you may create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn creature token with sacrifice this creature. Add colors. Okay, cool. Either that or maybe a Scurry Oak. Whenever one or more counters are put on it, you may create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Oh, okay. Or how about Herd Baloth? Whenever one or more counters are put on it, you make a 4/4 beast. Do you see where this is going? Because now we can also utilize something like, Ivy Lane Denizen. Whenever the green creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get a counter on target creature. Oh, okay, so green creature, squirrel, enters, counter, enters, counter, enters, counter, enters, counter, enters, counter. Infinite creatures. Yay! Okay, or rules layers out there, a trillion, whatever number. Anyways, you got that? Yeah, so any of those different ways we'll go about it with those. Not any of those. I guess Basking Brood Scale, which I brought up, goes with something like Rosy Cotton. So there you go. There's your combo with that one as well. If you're tooth and nailing, you can go get the right 2 that you need, right? Whenever you create a token, you get a counter on target creature you control other than Rosy. So again, in that example, it would be Basking Brood Scale, and you just keep making Eldrazi spawns. And then technically you have infinite colorless mana as well, or a trillion, or whatever it is. So have fun. Of course, there's other tutors as well. Uncaged Menagerie. There you go. A lot of those are pretty low to the ground creatures anyways. Search live for X creature cards with different names. Each have them converted to cost X. Reveal them, put your hand. Sure. Again, you can go get the exact 2. Again, Scurry Oak, Rosy Cotton. There you go. You got it, okay? You win the game. You play them and you win the game. Eldritch Evolution. You already have one of those out there, all right? Sacrifice one of your creatures. Go get another one that's got mana value X +2 to that one and put it right into play, okay? Go do that. Have fun, all right? Again, you can do combos with this out of nowhere that your opponents cannot stop unless they have something in play already with an ability to stop it, which then you won't try to do that then, right? Unless it's like Willbender, ha ha ha! But usually it's not Willbender, right? Unless it is Willbender. That being said, basically, again, this is a commander that, yeah, you can build it in, one of 2 ways or a combination of that. You can definitely go wide. You can definitely do those crazy things. You can make your opponents think you're, all about, getting creatures out there. Okay, anthems, awesome. And then all of a sudden you're like, tooth and nail. And your opponent's like, I can't stop that. And you're like, no, you can't. You should not underrate this uncommon commander that is amazing. Finally, though, a Selesnya commander, because we haven't gone through another one of those in this episode, right? Yeah, the previous one was. Again, apparently Selesnya commander is just a little bit underrated. Anyways, 2,040 decks to its name. Less than 1,000 decks. 1,000 decks less than Deadpool right now. And again, this one's been out for so much longer. Anyways, 1/1 human warlock for 2 mana in Selesnya. Protection from werewolves. Very relevant, depending on the play group, I guess. Human creatures you control have tap at 1 mana of any of this creature's colors, and you can pay 6 mana in total to put a counter on each creature you control. Here's the thing. When players see cards, this is just a trend that I have been seeing over the years, and they see something on there that they're like, that's useless. They just see something on there like, oh gosh, what's the show-stopping surprise card, right? Show-stopping surprise is like, hey, flip a creature face up if it's face down, and then it deals basically Chandra's Ignition's damage, but not to opponents' faces, and also it's instant speed. People are just like, oh, I don't have a face down creatures. Ignore it, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter! I did an entire episode on this, okay? Make sure you check that one out. That being said, literally because it says protection from werewolves, some people are just like, what am I gonna use that? Don't care about it, just ignore it, literally. This is, just picture this, okay? Here we go. This is Cryptolith Right. Your commander is Cryptolith Right. Do you want your commander to be Cryptolith Right? Yes. Okay, cool. Great. And also, by the way, sometimes you can take advantage of counter synergies too. There are so many good humans out there in these colors. It is absolutely insane. And some really, really funny things that you can do with them. Now, the first one, I will admit that it's not kind of fair that you might not realize it's a human because it doesn't say human on it, but trust me, it is. It's been errated. Go check Scryfall. It's a human soldier, okay? Sunstrike Legionnaire. 1/2 human soldier for 2 mana in white. It doesn't untap, you're going to tap step. Oh no! But whenever another creature comes into play, you untap it. Another creature. Any creature. It also can tap and tap a creature that's small. Who cares? Again, our commander makes it so this can tap for mana. Great, good for us. Oh, and by the way, again, whenever you have any other creature comes into play under anyone's control, you get to untap it. So you get free mana whenever any creature comes into play. Any creature, not just your own. But yeah, on your turn, it can get really absurd, obviously, because you're like, okay, I tap this for mana, then I play another creature. Okay, how about Midnight Guard? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you untap it. Oh, okay, there's a pattern here. Yeah, there's some crazy things that you can do. How about Village Bellringer? Kind of the opposite. 1/4 human scout with flash, enters the battlefield, untap all creatures you control. Literally, again, let's say you've got, 7 humans in play, okay? You tap all of them for mana. Use 3 of that mana to cast this. You untap your team. Congratulations, you just floated 4 mana, and you've got a lot extra. You can get so much mana so quickly with your humans, your opponent's heads will spin. Veteran Beast Rider. At the beginning of your end step, untap all your creatures. Lovely. You can also pump them too. Good. Do that as well. But yeah, more likely you're just like, okay, cool. I get like 3 mana on my opponent's turns. Awesome. Anyways, there's a lot of low to the ground amazing untap effects too. Vitalize. Very simple, very effective. 1 mana, untap all creatures you control. Congratulations. Again, you got like 7 humans in play. You're like, okay, cool. Tap. Float 7. Use 1 of it. Untap, tap again. Now you're at like 13 mana. Congratulations. Also, how about 2 arms? It replaces itself. The exact same thing, but draw a card. Okay, it's 1 mana more, but still, there's so many mass untap effects in these colors. You can take advantage of them. Speaking of taking advantage of things, though, how about like House Cartographer? Have you ever heard of this one? Probably not. Anyways, 2/2 Human Scout Survivor. Got Survival. You get into your second main phase. If it's tapped, reveal card to the top of your library to reveal a land card. Put that card in your hand, the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. This card is crazy good with this commander because, again, usually it's like, oh, well, I mean, why would I put this in a deck? Like, it's not going to survive in combat. Yeah, I don't care. I'm just tapping it for mana. And with that mana, I do things. But I also just get a free land every single one of my turns into my hand to make sure I hit my land drops. Thank you. And also get rid of dead cards out of my deck, basically. Samite Herbalist, a 2/1 human cleric. Whenever it becomes tapped, you gain 1 life and scry 1. Great card selection for you every single time this taps. Define Survivor again, Survival again. Beginning of your second main phase. If it's tapped, you manifest red. Get something off the top of your library, which might be another human that you can flip over as well. Glimmer Seeker. Ever heard of this one? Probably not. Beginning of your second main phase. If it's tapped, draw a card if you control a Glimmer. If not, you get a Glimmer. Cool. So basically, after the first one, then it's draw a card every single one of your turns. How about Wily Duke that just straight up does that right away? Whenever it becomes tapped, you gain 1 life and draw a card. So much value to be had with this. My My goodness, just think about all those untap effects with it too. Or how about Rip Spawn Hunter? 4/4 at the beginning of your second main phase. If it's tapped, real top X cards your library or X's its power, which again is adjustable based on, you know, your commander and its ability and other things as well. Put any number of creatures and or vehicle cards with different powers from among them in your hand. The rest bottom your library in random order. Get a lot of things off the top of your library. What's not to love about that? Inware Militia Captain, a 2/2. Begin rep, keep control 4 more creatures. You're going to get there very easily. Flip it over. Flips over into a star that's absolutely massive. And of course, at the beginning of your end step, you get a 1/1 human, which gives you more mana. Actually gets you into black mana as well. If you really want that, it doesn't really matter. White and black mana, cool. I mean, as long as it's tapping for mana, it's all you care about with these. Some people focus far too much on these. Just like, oh, well, it doesn't tap for any mana. Who cares? Torrent Assist the Angels, a 2/2 human cleric with training that says, whenever you cast a creature spell, you make a 1/1 green and white human. There you go. You can tap for both your colors with these, okay? With training. Basically, again, you're literally just casting creatures, which are already humans, and you're going to be making more humans to give you more mana. What's not to love about that? Buy a Predicate Protector. You're playing lands. You get lands in play. You make more humans. Landfall. Also, it pumps your team too, which is quite nice as well. Coppercoat Vanguard, a low-to-the-ground human that pumps your team +1/+0, also gives them Ward 1, so a little bit of protection too. Night of the White Orchid. This one ramps you and also is a mana dork for you with this commander. ETB, go get a land. If an opponent controls more lands than you, you go get that plains, put it into play, tapped. Have fun. Actually, not even play tapped. It comes right into play without it being tapped. I didn't realize that. Anyways, cool. Abzan Falconer. I didn't realize. I guess I forgot. I played it before. All right, 2/3 human soldier. Each creature you control a counter on as flying. Again, here's where you can really manipulate things with your commander. Okay, my commander activated. Give my entire team counters. All of a sudden, I am swinging and coming through with them. Augur of Autumn. Off the top of your library, you can play, you know, lands. Great, good for me. Oh, by the way, if I've got different powers among creatures, which I will, I can also play creatures. Yay! Lovely. Again, so much value to be had in all these creatures I'm bringing up are humans. There's so many good ones out there. Here in Blade Elite, this one can already tap for mana based on its power, but also when humans come into play, you get counters on it to tap for even more. Speaking of tapping for more, Leyline of Abundance. You might get to play this card for free. If it's in your opening hand, it's into play for free, and it says, you know what? Whenever you're tapping creatures for mana, get an additional mana. Oh, okay, cool. All my creatures now tap for 2 instead of 1. Every single one of my creatures is a mana dork that taps for 2. You can do some crazy things with that. Genesis Wave, tap for just 1,000,000 mana. Not 1,000,000 mana. We're not going infinite here with this one, but still like 40 mana, whatever it is. Okay, 20 mana. You're still getting a ton of things off the top of your library directly into play. And maybe even hit like one of those like, oh, Village Bellringer, untap all my things. Great. Laid to Rest, such a good card for a human tribal deck. Whenever a human you control dies, draw a card. Cool. Go ahead and cast your board wipe. I'll replace all of it. On top of that, whenever a creature control a counter on it dies, you gain 2 life. Oh, by the way, I put a counter on all of them with my commander, and all of a sudden, I gained an absurd amount of life. Shamanic Revelation. If you've got the power, great, cool, you gain some life with this one too. But at the very least, draw a card for each creature you control. Again, we can go so wide, so fast with this deck. It's crazy. And then you draw those cards. Oh, and then you cast Vitalize. You untap your army, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again. It's absolutely insane just how much value you can have. We didn't even get to Horn of Gondor yet. Reprint this one, Wizards. Yeah, get that price down just a little bit. It's going to be hard for you to do that, I guess. It's like a Lord of the Rings card. Anyways, enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 human. Cool. On top of that, pay 3, tap. Basically, Cranko for humans. So, yeah, double up that army again and again and again. Increasing devotion. 5 mana, 5 humans. Or flash it back and get 10. Oh my goodness, so much mana to be had with this commander. Visions of Glory. Create a 1/1 human for each creature you have and flash it back as well. Yeah, I don't care that my commander is only reducing that cost by 2 on the flashback. I'll pay the 8 mana, okay? I've got an incredible amount of humans to do so. Again, when it comes to certain cards out there, for whatever reason, when players see like protection from werewolves or something that is kind of like irrelevant, but actually could just help you out if you're having to play against a werewolf deck, some players just shut it down and be like, I'm not going to pay attention to that. Whatever. No, I know. Show-stopping surprise, not a good card because it's like, you know, flipping things over. Who cares? No, ignore that. Literally just go, okay, do I want a commander that is a Cryptolith right in the command zone, that is low to the ground, a relevant tribe? Yeah, I do. Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. Pick it up now. Again, not trying to take anything away from Deadpool. It is a cool card, all right? It is a well-designed card. It is a card that, yeah, players are excited about. It already has, again, over 3,000 decks to its name. I just find it kind of crazy that some other commanders get pushed to the side and get forgotten about, and you should not be forgetting about these commanders. You should be the one to bring Yedora Grave Gardener to the group and teach them the ways of my forests are creatures and my creatures are forest, and this is all confusing. And here we go, sacrifice outlet, fun times, yay! While also utilizing morphs. Or Kresh the bloodbraided, say, you know what matters? Power, everything power. By the way, you need to sacrifice some creatures. And then power! Then I'm going to fling at you in the face. And then how about Kros defense contractor to saying, you know what? Let's manipulate the counters, actually. Let's give away the counters. Hey, everyone, you know, I'm so generous. Take all these counters. And then I'm going to proliferate them, and I'm going to keep track of all those things and force people to attack each other. It's going to be great. Kutzil, malamet exemplar. How about this one again, where it's like, okay, players like, oh, again, it's an uncommon commander. How good can it be? Oh, yeah, okay, I guess you get some creatures out. Maybe you change the base power and you swing. Okay, cool. Maybe draw 3. No, you can drop to 6. Oh, by the way, also, tooth and nail, you can't stop it unless you've got a willbender. But you don't have a willbender, you can't stop it. Or again, protection from werewolves, who cares? I mean, again, if you are in that playgroup and someone's got a werewolf deck, it's just hilarious when you have that. It's like, okay, cool. Protection from werewolves, I block your werewolf. Awesome, good for me. That being said, what matters is, again, Cryptlith right out of the command zone with so much mana, so much value, and so many cool human interactions that you can utilize. My goodness, check these out right now. And with that, this episode is coming to a close, so it's my turn to hear from you. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts are on this episode. And of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.